Welcome to the Omni and the College Football Hall of Fame in Atlanta, Georgia, site of the 2018 SEC Football Kickoff Media Days event. I'm Vince Ferrara for 99.1 The Sports Animal in Knoxville and Sports Radio WNML.com. Our online coverage brought to you by Service Plus Garage Doors. We thank them for our week-long sponsorship of our coverage of all 14 teams in the Southeastern Conference. Be sure to check out our SEC Football Media Day Central page at sportsradio.wnml.com with videos, audio, stories, and much more on what we've had with our live shows and much more with the online coverage here at SEC Football Media Days. Tennessee going in day 3, Jeremy Pruitt answered questions about the criticism of him from his time at Georgia from Aaron Murray that he made the day before on Tuesday. I thought he answered those pretty well. He said, look, I've been in coaching for 15 years, working my way from the high school ranks, and if I didn't treat people the right way, I wouldn't have worked my way up this far. He didn't get mad. He didn't snap back. I actually thought he was a lot more prepared than we've seen him in times past in meeting with the media. I didn't think he would honestly spend a whole lot of time thinking about media days, but there were no ites. There wasn't anything like that from Jeremy Pruitt. He handled himself really well, and I thought he answered some questions honestly, but then, professionally and veteran-like, dodged some other ones in his non-answer answers. A couple things of note, newsworthy. Trace Smith, good to go, according to Jeremy Pruitt, for the start of fall camp, as well as J.J. Pearson, who is one of the 2018 class prized recruits that has not reported or enrolled in classes as of yet. And Jeremy Pruitt said he is good to go. Also, he said the quarterback competition is 4 QBs. I personally find that a little hard to believe. I think you're going to see it come down to Jared Garantano and Keller Christ. But apparently Will McBride and J.T. Stroud at least are going to start out in some competition in that quarterback battle. Also, saw Marquez Callaway. Marquez Callaway said he doesn't eat cheese. He takes it off pizza, if you can believe that. That drew the ire of some ball fans and fans across the SEC as well. Kyle Phillips said, look, we didn't finish last year. We're going to be better at that this year. And then Eli Wolf talked about his brother Ethan with the Tennessee Titans, and then also really praised the strength and conditioning work of Craig Fitzgerald now at Tennessee. Also today we saw Missouri come through. Talked to Drew Lock about Derek Dooley. You're going to want to hear that in our online coverage at sportsradio.wnml.com. And he even talked about Jared Garantano at the Manning Passing Academy. Also talked to some Alabama players who went today about Brandon Kennedy. Damian Harris, who was fantastic. Talked to him and Ross Piercebacher about Brandon Kennedy and what Tennessee is getting from him. Also, Damian Harris talking about Butch Jones, now an analyst with Alabama. Also today, earlier today, saw Mississippi State, and Joe Moorhead really was the star. Very likable. I really like Mississippi State on the field, but you can see why a lot of the national prognosticators are picking Mississippi State, because Moorhead is extremely likable. So there's much, much more on our online coverage today in day 3. That's just day 3. We have the first 2 days with videos, audios, post, social media, all that available at sportsradio.wnml.com. And even though our shows won't be live in the Radio Row room, which is what we'll call it, on Thursday, we'll have coverage of the last 3 teams going here at SEC Football Media Days. We'll have coverage from our studios, and we will bring everything back and make it available to you on the final 3 teams going here in Atlanta. Again, our online coverage brought to you by Service Plus Garage Doors, and we thank all of you for checking out all of our content on the air with Sports 180 and Sports Talk, as well as online at sportsradio.wnml.com. I'm Vince Ferrara. That wraps up day 3 at SEC Media Days. Be sure to check out our central page for much more on day 4. Thanks for watching.